Survived a gunshot thanks to a 50-page speech. Check. Lost a battle, to an ostrich. Oh yeah. Shaving your head won't make hair grow faster. Spoiler alert. And, composing the greatest symphony of all time, while deaf. Believe it. Get ready for the wackiest, wildest, and weirdest facts you never knew. Number 1. Napoleon wasn't that short. Napoleon wasn't actually as short as the history books tell us. It's just that everyone around him was taller, especially his ego. Number 2. Cleopatra wasn't Egyptian, surprise. Cleopatra wasn't Egyptian, she was Greek. Guess those pyramid-building genes didn't run in the family. Number 3. Einstein didn't fail math. Contrary to popular belief, Einstein didn't fail math. He just failed to keep his hair under control. Number 4. The Eiffel Tower can grow. The Eiffel Tower can grow up to 6 inches in summer. Must be that French sunshine, or maybe it's drinking too much coffee. Number 5. The Great Emu War. Australia once lost a war to emus. Yes, the birds. Somewhere, the kangaroos are laughing. Number 6. Shaving your head won't make your hair grow faster. Medieval soldiers thought shaving their heads would make their hair grow faster. Nope, it just made their helmets fit better. Number 7. Vikings didn't wear horned helmets. Vikings didn't actually wear horned helmets. That was just an invention by Hollywood. So, more fierce, less fancy dress party. Number 8. The oldest, your mom, joke dates back to 3500 BC. The oldest, your mom, joke is from 3500 BC. Apparently, trash talk is older than civilization itself. Number 9. Julius Caesar was kidnapped by pirates. Julius Caesar once got kidnapped by pirates. And when they asked for a ransom, he said, "Ask for more." That's confidence. Number 10. Teddy Roosevelt was shot and gave a speech anyway. Teddy Roosevelt was shot during a speech, and just kept going. Talk about tough. Today, we complain about paper cuts. Number 11. Beethoven was deaf when he composed some of his greatest works. Beethoven wrote masterpieces while being deaf. If only I could write my emails without hearing my own procrastination. Number 12. Abraham Lincoln was a wrestling champion. Before politics, Lincoln was a wrestling champ. Maybe that's how he won debates, by pinning opponents to the floor. Number 13. King Tut was buried with sandals. King Tut took sandals to the afterlife. He didn't just walk like an Egyptian, he made sure his feet were comfy too. Number 14. Thomas Edison was afraid of the dark, irony alert. Edison, the man who invented the light bulb, was afraid of the dark. Guess he wasn't a fan of spooky stories. Number 15. Attila the Hun died from a nosebleed. Attila the Hun conquered nations but was taken down by a nosebleed. Talk about an anticlimax. Number 16. George Washington's teeth weren't made of wood. Washington's teeth were made of hippo ivory, not wood. Imagine explaining that to your dentist today. Number 17. Rasputin survived multiple assassination attempts. Rasputin was poisoned, shot, and stabbed, and still didn't die. You could say he had killer survival skills. Number 18. Winston Churchill's mom was American. Winston Churchill's mother was American. Tea or coffee? He probably had a tough time choosing. Number 19. Genghis Khan had so many kids, His DNA is still around today. Genghis Khan was so prolific, millions of people are his descendants today. The ultimate family reunion. Number 20. Elvis Presley was a natural blonde, the king of rock and roll. More like the king of dye jobs. Elvis was a natural blonde before he made black the new cool. Number 21. The microwave was invented by accident. The microwave was invented after a scientist melted a chocolate bar in his pocket. Sweet mistake. Number 22. Umbrellas were once used as a symbol of power. In ancient Egypt, umbrellas were symbols of power. Today, they're just symbols of bad weather. Number 23. The first alarm clock could only ring at 4 a.m. The first alarm clock only rang at 4 a.m. Clearly invented by someone who never hit snooze. Number 24. The Leaning Tower of Pisa wasn't supposed to lean. The Tower of Pisa wasn't supposed to lean. Let's just say someone seriously messed up the blueprints. Number 25. Ice cream was once a luxury for royalty. Ice cream was once a luxury reserved for royalty. Now we all scream for ice cream, and it's way less dramatic. Number 26. Tomatoes were once feared as poisonous. Tomatoes were feared as poisonous in Europe. Turns out, the only danger was missing out on pizza. Number 27. Roman gladiators were vegetarians. Roman gladiators. Total vegetarians. Forget about steak, they were powered by lentils. Number 28. A toaster was once used to test the first TV broadcast. The first TV broadcast? A picture of a toaster. And you thought watching reruns was bad. Number 29. Carrots were originally purple. Carrots were originally purple before being bred to be orange. Poor rabbits had no idea what was coming. Number 30. Shoes were once differentiated by left and right foot. In ancient times, shoes didn't have a left or right. So next time you put them on backward, you're just being historic. Number 31. Salt was used as currency. At one point, salt was more valuable than gold. Talk about a salty exchange. Number 32. Romans brushed their teeth with urine. Romans used urine as toothpaste. Minty fresh. More like, don't even think about it. Number 33. Louis XIV only bathed twice a year. Louis XIV only bathed twice a year. Eau de Versailles was probably not a pleasant scent. Number 34. Victorians took photos with their dead relatives. In Victorian times, people took pictures with their deceased loved ones. Guess it was their way of saying, smile from the other side. Number 35. The shortest war lasted 38 minutes. The shortest war in history lasted 38 minutes. That's shorter than most of our lunch breaks. Number 36. Medieval doctors thought washing hands was dangerous. Medieval doctors thought washing hands was dangerous. Today, they'd probably faint in a hospital. Number 37. Wigs were worn to hide syphilis. Wigs in the 18th century were worn to hide syphilis. That's one way to cover up a bad hair and health day. Number 38. Peter the Great imposed a beard tax. Peter the Great imposed a beard tax. No shave, no save. Number 39. The Mona Lisa has no eyebrows. The Mona Lisa doesn't have eyebrows. Guess she was going for that early Renaissance. No brow look. Number 40. Pigeons were used as war messengers. Pigeons were used as war messengers. Next time you see one, give it a salute, it's a veteran. Number 41. Pharaohs used lice to show power. Pharaohs used lice as a sign of power. Who knew bugs could be so influential? Number 42. The Aztecs used cacao beans as money. Cacao beans were currency in the Aztec Empire. Imagine paying for groceries with chocolate. Number 43. Cleopatra dissolved a pearl in vinegar. Cleopatra once dissolved a pearl in vinegar to show her wealth. We just flex with Instagram posts these days. Number 44. Samurai were expected to write poetry. Samurai didn't just fight, they also wrote poetry. Roses are red, battles are tough, I swing my sword, now that's enough. Number 45. Paper was invented by the Chinese. Paper was invented in China. Before that, people used rocks or leaves to take notes. Not the most efficient system. Number 46. Roman baths were the place to gossip. Roman baths weren't just for washing, they were the hot spot for gossip. Forget Facebook, this was the original newsfeed. Number 47. The Spanish Inquisition was a business. The Spanish Inquisition became a lucrative business. They didn't expect much resistance, but they did expect a lot of cash. Number 48. Ancient Egyptians played board games. Ancient Egyptians loved board games. Maybe they needed a break from pyramid building. Number 49. Marco Polo didn't bring pasta to Italy. Marco Polo didn't bring pasta to Italy. Sorry, but those spaghetti origins are a little more homegrown. Number 50. Romans used concrete. The Romans invented concrete. So if your house is still standing, you might have them to thank. Number 51. The Great Wall of China isn't visible from space. Contrary to popular belief, the Great Wall isn't visible from space. Guess we'll have to stick with Google Earth for that. Number 52. Stonehenge was built 1,000 years before the pyramids. Stonehenge was built before the pyramids. Maybe they had help from some Stone Age architects. Number 53. The Eiffel Tower can grow up to 6 inches in summer. The Eiffel Tower grows by 6 inches in summer due to heat expansion. Talk about a growth spurt. Number 54. The Colosseum had a retractable roof. The Colosseum had a retractable roof. Take that, modern arenas. Number 55. The Leaning Tower of Pisa took 199 years to build. The Leaning Tower took 199 years to finish. Maybe they were waiting for the perfect angle. Number 56. The Panama Canal used 60 million pounds of dynamite. 60 million pounds of dynamite went into making the Panama Canal. Guess they really blew through the competition. Number 57. The Sphinx is missing its nose. The Sphinx lost its nose long ago. Talk about a rough sneeze. Number 58. The Taj Mahal changes color depending on the time of day. The Taj Mahal is like the world's fanciest mood ring. Its colors change depending on the time of day. Number 59. The Palace of Versailles has 700 rooms. Versailles has 700 rooms. Even Louis XIV probably needed a map just to find his bedroom. Number 60. There's a secret apartment at the top of the Eiffel Tower. Gustave Eiffel built himself a secret apartment at the top of the tower. Who needs penthouses when you have a tower? Number 61. Napoleon was once attacked by bunnies. Napoleon was once attacked by hundreds of bunnies. Maybe his downfall wasn't Waterloo, but fluffiness. Number 62. Victorian people had funerals for their pets. In Victorian times, people held elaborate funerals for their pets. Even Fluffy the goldfish got a royal send-off. Number 63. Ancient Romans threw their waste out the window. In ancient Rome, people literally threw their waste out the window. Talk about taking trash day to a whole new level. Number 64. People used to blame farts on ghosts. In the Middle Ages, people blamed farts on ghosts. Who knew flatulence could be so spooky? Number 65. The longest reigning monarch was a pharaoh. Pepi II reigned for 94 years. He had enough time to rule an empire, and binge-watch his favorite ancient shows. Number 66. Blackbeard lit fuses in his beard during battle. Blackbeard lit fuses in his beard to look more terrifying. That's one way to handle a bad hair day. Number 67. French was the official language of England for 300 years. For 300 years, the official language of England was French. Talk about a royal mix-up. Number 68. Cleopatra spoke 9 languages. Cleopatra was a linguistic genius, speaking 9 languages. Meanwhile, I can barely manage one. Number 69. Ancient Romans invented underfloor heating. Romans had underfloor heating long before we did. Turns out, even emperors like to keep their toes warm. Number 70. Medieval knights suffered from PTSD. Medieval knights weren't just brave, many suffered from PTSD. Chivalry was tough on the mind and soul. Number 71. The first ever recorded use of the F-word was in 1310. The F-word was first used in 1310. Talk about a historic expletive. Number 72. The word quarantine comes from the Italian for 40 days. The word quarantine comes from the Italian for 40 days. And you thought your last vacation was long. Number 73. There are more fake flamingos in the world than real ones. There are more fake flamingos than real ones. So next time you see one, check if it's plastic. Number 74. The oldest shoes ever found are 5,500 years old. The oldest shoes are 5,500 years old. Talk about vintage fashion. Number 75. George Washington grew cannabis. George Washington grew cannabis on his farm. Founding father by day, gardener by night. Number 76. Isaac Newton invented the cat flap. Isaac Newton didn't just discover gravity, he invented the cat flap. All thanks to a pushy feline. Number 77. The first computer programmer was a woman. Ada Lovelace was the world's first computer programmer. And she didn't even have Wi-Fi. Number 78. The first ever vending machine dispensed holy water. The first vending machine. It dispensed holy water. Because sometimes you just need to quench your spiritual thirst. Number 79. Thomas Jefferson introduced macaroni and cheese to the U.S. Thomas Jefferson didn't just write the Declaration of Independence, he also introduced America to mac and cheese. Truly a founding feast. Number 80. Napoleon was once almost killed by a tortoise. Napoleon was almost killed by a tortoise. Slow and steady almost won that race. Number 81. A chicken lived for 18 months without a head. a chicken lived for 18 months without a head. Now that's really winging it. Number 82. Einstein was offered the presidency of Israel. Einstein was offered the presidency of Israel. Spoiler, he turned it down. Number 83. The Titanic had a lifeboat drill scheduled the day it sank. The Titanic had a lifeboat drill scheduled the day it sank. Talk about bad timing. Number 84. Julius Caesar was kidnapped by pirates. Julius Caesar was once kidnapped by pirates, and then ordered them to raise their ransom. Classic Caesar. Number 85. There was a war between Michigan and Ohio. There was once a war between Michigan and Ohio over a border dispute. Forget swords, they used lawyers. Number 86. Pope Gregory IV declared war on cats. Pope Gregory IV declared war on cats. He wasn't a fan of feline diplomacy. Number 87. Cleopatra used perfume as a political tool. Cleopatra didn't just charm with her beauty, she used perfume to sway political alliances. Now that's a power move. Number 88. The first fax machine was invented in 1843. The first fax machine was invented in 1843. Imagine waiting for your telegram and getting a fax instead. Number 89. Charles Dickens carried a compass to avoid getting lost. Charles Dickens carried a compass in case he got lost. Even literary geniuses need directions. Number 90. The first Olympic Games only had one event. The first Olympic Games only had one event, a foot race. Imagine training your whole life just to run once around a track. Number 91. The first recorded dream journal is from ancient Egypt. The Egyptians kept dream journals. I bet flying over pyramids was a popular one. Number 92. The longest reign of a British monarch was Queen Elizabeth II. Queen Elizabeth II reigned for over 70 years. Talk about royal longevity. Number 93. Leonardo da Vinci could write with one hand and draw with the other. Leonardo da Vinci was so talented, he could write with one hand and draw with the other. Clearly, we've all been underachieving. Number 94. The first portable computer weighed 55 pounds. The first portable computer weighed 55 pounds. So much for convenience. Number 95. Beethoven counted every single bean in his coffee. Beethoven counted out exactly 60 beans for his coffee. Talk about being sharp with his caffeine. Number 96. 20 million trees were planted for Genghis Khan. 20 million trees were planted in honor of Genghis Khan. Turns out he wasn't just a conqueror, he was an environmentalist. Number 97. Vikings used the sun to navigate. Vikings used the sun to navigate. No GPS, just good old sunlight. Number 98. The Eiffel Tower was meant to be temporary. The Eiffel Tower was supposed to be temporary. Now it's permanently iconic. Number 99. The largest diamond ever found weighed 106 carats. The largest diamond ever found weighed 3,106 carats. Talk about a rock. Number 100. Pigeons were used in both world wars. Pigeons played a key role in both world wars. Those little guys were flying heroes. Number 101. Winston Churchill was hit by a car and blamed himself. Winston Churchill was once hit by a car in New York and blamed himself for the accident. Talk about stiff upper lip, he probably apologized to the car.